production of induced EMF by changing relative orientation of the coil with the magnetic field. Okay. So we are going to produce the induced EMF by changing the relative orientation of the coil with the magnetic field. Here the magnetic field is stationary and the coil is rotating in the magnetic field. Okay. So for that we are going to consider a rectangular coil which has n number of turns. Okay. So this is a rectangular coil. Okay. This is a rectangular coil which is having n number of turns. This is kept in an uniform magnetic field. So the uniform magnetic field is represented by which parallel lines. It is represented by what? Parallel lines. Okay. So we have considered a coil of n turns kept in an uniform magnetic field. Okay. Now we are rotating the coil in the anti-clockwise direction. You can see the direction of rotation is anti-clockwise. So it is rotating with an angular velocity omega about an axis. The axis is perpendicular to the field and to the plane of the paper. Okay. So we are rotating the coil in anti-clockwise direction with an angular velocity omega, and the coil is what? Perpendicular to that is the axis of the coil is perpendicular to the field and to the plane of the paper. Okay. Now, initially, we are taking the plane of the coil is perpendicular to the field. This is the position of the coil. Okay. Initially, we didn't rotate it. Okay. Initially, at time t is equal to 0, the coil is perpendicular to the field. Okay. That is the plane of the coil and the field are at 90 degrees. Okay. Now, at this moment, what is the flux linked with the coil? The flux linked with the coil is given as phi m is equal to NBA cos omega t. Here we are taking theta as what? Omega t, since it is rotating. Since it is what? Rotating. So we know NBA cos theta. That can be written as what? NBA cos omega t. Okay. Now here, no rotation. So omega t is equal to what? 0. So substituting omega t is equal to 0, that is cos 0. So what is cos 0? Cos 0 is 1. So what is your flux? The flux is phi m is equal to NBA. Okay. When the coil is not rotating, at the time t is equal to 0, the flux linked with the coil is how much? Phi m is equal to NBA. Okay. Now, so the flux linked with the coil has its maximum value now. We are getting the maximum value of the flux. Now, in time t seconds, the coil is rotated in anti-clockwise direction. Now the coil is started rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. So this is the direction, anti-clockwise. Okay. Now, when it is rotating, we can resolve the component of magnetic field into two components. One is the parallel component and another one is the perpendicular component. Okay. Now the parallel component, that is the component parallel to that of the axis, it is B sine omega t. And the component which is perpendicular to that of the axis is what? B cos omega t. Okay. So there is a parallel component as well as a perpendicular component. This parallel component and the axis are what? Parallel. Okay. So the parallel component will not play any role in electromagnetic induction. Okay. So the parallel component has no role in electromagnetic induction. Only the perpendicular component plays a role in electromagnetic induction. So the component of magnetic field B cos omega t, which is normal to the plane of the coil, contribute to the magnetic flux. So now the flux at this position can be written as flux linkage, number of turns into flux. So n into phi b is equal to NBA cos theta. Theta is nothing but what? Omega t. So we are writing it as NBA cos omega t. So I'm going to take this as equation number 1. Okay. Now according to Faraday's second law, the EMF induced at any instant is given by epsilon is equal to minus dn phi b by dt. This is according to which law? Second law. Okay. Now this I am going to take it as equation 2. Now substituting equation 1 in 2. Okay. So when you are substituting equation 1 in 2, for 5, I'm going n5, I'm going to substitute as what? nba cos omega t. So epsilon is equal to minus d by dt of n5, which is equal to minus d by dt of nba cos omega t. Now this can be differentiated. How to differentiate it? Taking nba as constant outside. Only variable is what? Cos omega t. So d by dt of cos omega t. What is the differential of cos omega t? Differential of cos omega t is minus sin omega t. What is the differential of omega t? That is omega. Okay, we are differentiating this equation. So minus d by dt of nba cos omega t. nba is a constant taking outside. Differential of cos omega t is minus sin omega t. Differential of omega t is omega. So this can be written as minus and minus will become plus nba omega sin omega t. This is the value of the induced EMF. Okay. Now, when the coil is rotated to 90 degrees from its initial position, now the coil is at perpendicular position. So what is the value of omega t? Sin 90. Sin 90 is 1. Then you will get the maximum value of the induced EMF. So what is the maximum value of the induced EMF? That is epsilon m. It is nba omega. Sin omega t will become 1. So you are getting the maximum value of the induced EMF as nba omega. So therefore, the induced EMF at any instant can be given by epsilon is equal to, here from this equation we are writing, epsilon is equal to, for this I am going to substitute as epsilon m sin omega t. So the value of the induced EMF at any instant is given by epsilon is equal to epsilon m sin omega t. So we have found out the induced EMF by orientation of the coil. Okay. Now we have to go for different cases here. Now, initially, there is no rotation. The plane of the coil is perpendicular to the magnetic field. Okay. Initially, there is no rotation. The magnetic field, here you can see the diagram, the magnetic field and the coil are perpendicular. Plane of the coil are what? Perpendicular. So, epsilon is equal to epsilon m sin 0. That is omega t value is what? 0. So sin 0. Sin 0 is what? 0. So what is their epsilon value? Epsilon value is 0. Okay. Now we are drawing a graph here by taking omega t along the x-axis and epsilon along the y-axis. Okay. So for initial position, the epsilon value is 0. So we are marking here. We are marking what? Here. Okay. So at omega t is equal to 0, the plane of the coil is perpendicular to the field B, and hence the value of epsilon is equal to what? 0. Now second case, when the coil is rotated at an angle of pi by 2. So it is 90 degree rotated. Now you can see. It is rotated to 90 degree. The plane of the coil is parallel to B. So here the plane of the coil is parallel to that of the magnetic field. So what is the value of omega t? Pi by 2. Substituting here, epsilon is equal to epsilon m sin pi by 2. You know what is the value of sin pi by 2? Sin pi by 2 is 1. So epsilon is equal to epsilon m. So now we can mark the graph. So epsilon is having a value of epsilon m. So here the value of omega t is pi by 2. Pi by 2 is having a maximum value. So this is epsilon m value. So we are drawing the graph from here to here. Now third case. Now the coil is rotated to an angle of pi. Again the coil is right angle to B. That is, it is right angle to the magnetic field. So we can write epsilon is equal to epsilon m sine pi. What is sine 180? Sine 180 is what? 0. Again, the EMF is coming to what? 0. So for pi, the EMF is 0. The next case, we are rotating omega t to 3 pi by 2, that is 270 degrees. The plane of the coil is again parallel to B. You can see here, it is again parallel to B. And the induced EMF is minus epsilon m. How? Epsilon is equal to epsilon m sine 3 pi by 2. The value of sine 3 pi by 2 is minus 270. Sine 270 is minus 1. So epsilon is equal to minus epsilon m. So we are drawing the graph in the negative direction. It have a negative peak value. At omega t is equal to 3 by 2, it is having a negative peak value. Okay. The next case, we are taking 2 pi. Now one full rotation is over, 360 degrees. The plane of the coil is again perpendicular to B. So epsilon is equal to epsilon m into sine 2 pi. Sine 2 pi is what? 0. So epsilon is equal to 0. So you got a 0 value for EMF. So at omega is equal to omega t is equal to 2 pi, you are getting a 0 value for EMF. So now you got a graph for one full rotation. Now you have rotated the coil through 360 degrees. Okay. So the EMF varies as a sine function of time. You can see here. This is a sine function curve. Okay. So the EMF is varying as a sine function of time. Okay. So here the graph is between the induced EMF and the time angle for one rotation of the coil. It is between what? Omega t and epsilon for one rotation of the coil. We are getting a sine curve. Okay. The EMF varying in this manner, we call it as sinusoidal EMF or alternating EMF. Sinusoidal since it is having a sine curve. So we call it as what? Sinusoidal EMF or alternating EMF. Now, if this alternating voltage is given to a closed circuit, a sinusoidally varying current flows in it. Okay. That current we call it as the alternating current. That current we call it as what? Alternating current. This current is given by I is equal to Im sine omega t. The current produced is called as what? Alternating current. And the current is given by I is equal to Im sine omega t. Where Im is the maximum value of the induced EMF. Where Im is called as the maximum value of induced EMF. Okay. So we have got the EMF value as well as the current